got compliance leadership and a compliance department. So that's our hammer and our screwdriver. And our wrench is the code of conduct. So that's the third tool in your compliance toolbox, a code of conduct or a book of ethics for your specific company or organization. Make sure that that code of conduct outlines what the expectation is and what happens when that expectation is not met.
Yeah. So if I broke dress code, what happens to me?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then I think it's also important a code of conduct outline like the company's principles and their values, and because I think that's part of it, you know?
Yeah, the culture part, definitely. I mean, it shouldn't just be a book of rules for you to follow. It should be a book of rules for you to follow, but this is also why we follow them, because of our culture, because of, you know, our values and what we hold important as a company.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It should also have a non-retaliation policy. We just spent a whole episode talking about non-retaliation or retaliation in the workplace and in culture, but you should have a non-retaliation policy in your code of conduct, as well as be amenable to amendments to the code of conduct.
A code of conduct is not in stone.
Yeah.
You can change it. It should adapt with your business and grow with your organization.
4 tools in this toolbox. We have our hammer, screwdriver, our wrench, and now our tape measure. And it is our compliance reporting mechanism, a hotline, a telephone number or email address to the compliance department or officer. Tell us a little bit about a web form.
There's so many ways to go about creating or, you know, providing reporting mechanisms to your organization's affiliates. And you'll hear me say affiliates, like, well, why all of its affiliates? Because maybe if you are healthcare, maybe a visitor needs to report something. You know, maybe it's a vendor who needs to report something. Maybe it's a customer. So make sure that these reporting mechanisms that I'm about to mention are available to everyone who's affiliated with your organization, because you want to be sure that you offer this route to anyone who has eyes on things that are happening with it. So some reporting mechanism options. Super popular option, hotline, have a hotline. You know, that is kind of our area of expertise, is offering a real live human who can talk to the real live humans affiliated with your organizations about things going on. If that, you know, that's kind of a process. So I get some organizations don't want to kind of jump straight to that. Well, there's also web reporting. Offer a website for people to go and self-report their issues. Those reports can still come to you. You still get the information. That's all that matters, right?
Right.
And then there's text reporting. And lastly, this is, I think, kind of booming and like super prevalent now, social media reporting. So if you have a massive presence on social media, or even just simply a presence on social media, every business has a reviews page on Yelp, I'm sure of it. So make sure that you have a way to react to people who try to report things via social media on your organization's social media page. I think a great way to respond to people who want to report things like, hey, I saw that barista slip my extra $2 in her pocket. Aren't you going to do something about it, coffee shop? A good response, maybe, thank you for your feedback. We care about like this problem. Please report it here.
Yeah.
Here are the reporting mechanisms that we'd like for you to use. And I think this is something that is very untraditional. This is an untraditional way of reporting. But I personal opinion, it's soon going to become a very regular way of reporting. A lot of organizations that we serve at Compliance Line, they like for their employees to go through that open door process first. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think it's really good for an organization to say, hey, we care about you. We want to try and solve it for you first. But if that's not okay, we have some other options for you. You know, I think it shows a sense of just compassion and like really caring for those affiliates.
It's a sign of a strong culture.
That's right, yeah. But like in sum, out of all the methods that I shared, make sure one's anonymous.